I'm going to move on to some Honorary Fellowships. So through the award of Honorary Fellowships, the Society for the Environment recognises exceptional contributions made to protect and enhance our environment. Collectively, our Honorary Fellows represent a breadth of sectors and are all eminent and respected in their own right. Together, they have a powerful voice. And today, I am thrilled to announce that we have 4 new Honorary Fellowships that we're going to present. So we're going to do them in alphabetical by Christian name order. And our first Honorary Fellowship is Chartered Environmentalist Alastair Taylor. Alastair has a distinguished career in agricultural engineering and environmental education, culminating in leadership roles and active promotion of environmental professionalism. His work bridges education, industry, and environmental registration to advance environmental standards and recognition. And Alastair has been an absolute stalwart through our registration authority, where we work together to maintain and enhance those standards. And he's been a fantastic contributor to us through that over the years. So Alastair is unable to be with us today. He said he was in Malta, lucky Alastair. But he has provided us with a short acceptance video.
Which one's on this?
It's the one with the little ears. No.
Hello. I'm very sorry that I can't be with you in person today to receive this Honorary Fellowship, but I did want to record a few words and express my sincere thanks to those people who've been involved with the nomination and the citation, which I hope you've read. I first got involved with the Society for the Environment back in 2013, and at that time it was a very different organisation. Over the years, the change has been immense, and it has always been great to have been part of that journey. It wasn't always easy, though. I'd like to express my thanks to the various staff from the Society with whom I've worked over the years. It's been great fun, and I've made some really good friends for which I will always be grateful. I also wanted to reach out and express my thanks to all the volunteers with whom I have worked, whether that's on the Registration Authority or the Licence Review Team, who I have led for the last 6 years as Chief Licence Reviewers. 6 years? Where's that gone? Underwriting all of this is my love of the environment in all of its shapes and forms. Although I'm an engineer by training, I'll never forget the important link between what I do as an engineer and the impact that makes on the environment. It's especially true for agricultural engineering, where land meets environment, meets soil, meets animals, and so on. Such an important industry. I was brought up on a family farm in Lincolnshire, right on the east coast. And I remember very well back in the 1960s, farming was very different. It was before the era of factory farming. And the farm was very, very diverse with wonderful animals, hares, foxes, water voles in the ditches, which are quite big across there, plus all the wonderful plants that we would see, and also the insects. So it was a big part of my childhood and something which has sort of stuck with me all my life, and something I have a real love for. Somehow, all of this rubbed off on me, and my wife and I still own a 6-acre species-rich hay meadow across there in Lincolnshire, which we just keep because it's biodiverse. You must come and visit us. More than anything, though, I remain hugely committed to maintaining a safe, secure and biodiverse environment, not just for ourselves, but for the future generations as well. When I look at my younger self, I find it hard to believe the career opportunities I've enjoyed. It's been a privilege to have been involved with the Society and the broad range of stakeholders, you, who it has. So again, my huge thanks and appreciation for this Honorary Fellowship, and more than anything, I want to wish the Society the very best for the future. I do believe we're in a great place to shape that agenda. Onwards. Thank you.
The next award's in Alastair's field, by the sounds of it. It sounds fantastic. Might need better weather than we've had today. Okay. So next, I'm really delighted to present Honorary Fellowship to Chartered Environmentalist Carolyn Roberts. So Carolyn is a distinguished specialist in water resource management and science communication with a global academic and consultancy career. She served as a technical advisor on UK flood policy, expert witness in forensic hydrology cases, and class representative in major legal action against the water companies since 2024. Carolyn is recognised as a Fellow and Vice President of the Institution of Environmental Sciences, Master of the Worshipful Company of Water Conservators, a Chartered Environmentalist with numerous accolades. Carolyn is also a previous chair of SocEnv and has made some of the best YouTube videos I've ever seen. So please go and look her up on YouTube, some fantastic lectures that I know you will enjoy. I'm absolutely thrilled to present Honorary Fellowship to Carolyn Roberts.
I was staying with a friend last night, and as I came out of the door, she said, "You've got an acceptance speech, haven't you?" And I said, "Oh, no, I don't think. I wasn't expecting to have to do one." But thank you for the award. I want to just echo one or two of the themes that Robbie mentioned, because I've had a very diverse career, from starting off with environmental science through consultancy, academia, and actually one of my former undergraduates is here. Where's she gone? Yeah, right at the back there. That's amazing, isn't it? I don't know how long ago that was. It was a very long time ago, I think. As I said, consultancy, government organisations, most recently legal work. And I think this kind of change is going to characterise everybody's career in future. We're seeing, as Robbie said, the rise of AI, how important that is. I'm a great believer in seizing opportunities. Some of my opportunities arose through being made redundant, twice, in fact. But others just kind of arrived by happenstance. And I think that will happen to other people, even relatively senior people, as most people are in this room today. The one I would say I found most amusing was I was in a public inquiry, which is where I started doing consultancy work alongside academia, and a chap came up to me after I'd finished giving my evidence, and he said, "Do you know anything about bodies in rivers?" And I said, "Well, when I'm teaching my students, I used to drop one or two of them into the Severn with a life jacket on, and I never lost anybody. I don't know if you were one of them. But and then we would look at it's a wonderful way of teaching about fluid dynamics, really." And he said, "Oh, right." And then he disappeared off. And the following day, I had a fax. Now, this is how long ago this was. And the fax said, "Ray our body in the river." It turned out to be in Thames Police. "Ray our body in the river. Number 1, when can you start? Number 2, how much will it cost? And number 3, do you need to know the weight of the body?" But the thing was, he hadn't actually asked me what it was that he wanted, or told me what he wanted me to do. So without really thinking much about it, I just said, "Oh yeah, I expect I could do that." And I think, you know, with young people particularly, I think we should encourage them to grab every last opportunity. I can see Robbie nodding. Even those where people feel that perhaps they're not terribly well prepared for it, but they can see they've got something to offer. One of the constants in my career has been, well, first of all, probably the Institution of Environmental Sciences, and it's great that Adam's here today, but also that CEnv qualification, it has been absolutely crucial to me. It's a constant. It gives you external credibility, even when you change your career direction completely. And I think building in the sustainability approach into the Chartered Environmentalist, and in my case it was mainly the science, but with the other dimensions as well, is just so important. So thank you for honouring me in this way, and I look forward to meeting some of the others.
Pretty dressed up now, don't you?
Thank you. As I said, YouTube, you won't regret it. Okay. Now moving on to our next Honorary Fellowship, and this award is for Chartered Environmentalist Claire Wansbury. Claire is a highly experienced ecologist and leading expert in biodiversity net gain and natural capital with over 30 years of experience in sustainability and nature-based solutions. Claire played a pivotal role in advancing biodiversity net gain, including co-authoring key guidance and influencing legislation like the Environment Act in 2021. Claire's work spans international collaboration, advisory roles, and promoting interdisciplinary communication with ongoing engagement in improving industry best practice. Again, I'm absolutely honoured to present Honorary Fellowship to Claire Wansbury.
Thank you so much. It is an incredible honour. I will say three quick things. I apologise for not bringing a dog or a hay meadow with me, despite being an ecologist. The first thing I was reflecting on is in Robbie's talking about getting climate onto the agenda in these financial decisions. And he touched at one point on the too difficult list that need to come later. And biodiversity is one of those. And we can't wait. And Robbie's agreeing with me, I can see. Our society, our economy, and that built environment is all underpinned and part of our natural environment. So there's so much to do. Getting it right on carbon for climate change, climate adaptation, working with nature on both of those, but also on stepping into a time of nature recovery. The second is why I love the Society for the Environment. Feel free to use this in adverts. I love its umbrella nature. I'm an ecologist. So for CEnv, of course, sustainability is the day job. Obviously would be part of this. I love the fact that it covers institutes and brings people in from things like ICE. Engineers. It gives somewhere for those who are passionate about the environment, but it also challenges all the others to say, this should be part of your day job as well. Why isn't it? And finally, if you read my citation, there's the list of things I've done. One of the paragraphs I really love within it is about the difference I've made, tried to make in the career of students, junior colleagues at all levels, in their own career progression. And in the same way that our society and economy is embedded in nature, so our society and our economy and our financial decision makers, and goodness only knows our political decision makers, need more environmental professional advice. So the more we can all support the careers of others, that in itself can add so much to the weight of the difference we make as individuals. So thank you so much. It really is an honour.
Okay, and last but by absolutely no means least, we are awarding Honorary Fellowship to Mark Kibblewhite. Mark is an expert in environmental chemistry and soil science, with over 30 years of experience managing major projects across industry, academia and government. His work emphasises soil management and protection in the context of global environmental change. Mark has served as the IAGRI President and chaired key conferences on agricultural engineering and water management. Mark contributed extensively as a trustee and chair of the Dorset Wildlife Trust and supported young engineers through the Douglas Bomfield Trust. Please show your support for Mark Kibblewhite.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. Someone came into my office a long while ago and they said, we're thinking of something called the Society for the Environment, Mark, and we think you should be part of it. And I said, well, it sounds good. Tell me about it. And it was explained that there is a problem. There are a lot of people out there, it was said to me, who are providing expert advice, but are not expert. Yeah? And we need to find a way to badge those people who are really credible, who really have the knowledge, the experience to advise properly. So we're thinking if we could create this Society for the Environment, and have something called the Chartered Environmentalist. That could be a gold standard. And I'm not sure, but I think I was registrant number 3.
We'll look you up later and I'll let you
I certainly in that first tranche, sorry, it went like this. We know you're okay, Mark, you can just come in. but the price is that you will now need to work hard to qualify the people. So for all those reasons, to be here with this group all those years later, I think 22 years later, is really wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, a few things, because I'm an old guy and I've got an opportunity now and I'm going to use it. Right. Number 1, I want to thank everybody who isn't here and who is here for supporting me through 4, 5 decades. Yeah? Inspirational people, people who acted as my mentor, many of them. And looking back now, I can see how generous people have been over many, many years in helping me to develop myself. I hope I've done the same for others. I hope you will do the same for others. That is an important part of the Society for the Environment. It's not just about saying, well, you've made the grade, you're in. It's about creating that cohort of people coming through behind us. So thank you, everybody who's helped me, and I'd implore you to do everything you can to support others for the future. And how important it is now, after all these years, it's actually more important than it was sat in Millbank Tower in 2002 or 3 or something, because there is so much misinformation out there, there's so much contested information out there, and it's absolutely incumbent on us as professionals to stand out without fear, speak truth to power where it's needed, and always ensure that we've got a strong science and technical basis to whatever we're putting out. Finally, I'd like to thank somebody who, when I was just 18 in Canada, said to me, I think you can do chemistry, aren't you, Mark? And I said, yes. And he said, well, I work for Environment Canada. I'm going to take you around my laboratory. So he took me into that laboratory and showed me all sorts of things. And thinking back how advanced it was, I don't know whether it's still operating. I fear things might have happened to it over the years. And from that moment, which is, I think, 1971, I've pretty much stayed in that space in various ways. So that's just a way of explaining any opportunity you get to take a young person and inspire them, grab it. And then we'll have many, many more members of the Society of the Environment. So thank you very much. It's just wonderful. Thank you.